We're getting some news on Moderna. For that, we'll turn to Meg Terrell. Hi, Meg.
Hey, Carl. Well, so much attention being paid to the speed of enrollment in these large vaccine trials for COVID-19. Moderna and Pfizer, of course, in the lead, having both started their vaccine trials in late July. Moderna CEO Stéphane Bancel telling me that the company is slightly slowing the enrollment in their large phase 3 COVID-19 trial in order to ensure participation from minority communities who are most at risk of the disease. Now, Moderna has updated its numbers as of Friday and is expected to update again after the close today. Pfizer CEO said yesterday they've enrolled 23,000 of 30,000 people, so they appear to be ahead of Moderna. Moderna saying in particular they have not enrolled enough people from the Black and African American communities. About 7% of those enrolled so far are from that community. And we've seen from the data that the Black community faces not just greater risk of getting COVID-19, but of having more severe disease when they do get COVID-19. So Moderna says it's telling clinical trial sites that have not enrolled enough from these communities to do better. And Stéphane Bancel telling me they could see a slight delay from this. He said maybe perhaps a week, so not a huge delay, but they are slowing down in order to make sure that they have representation from these communities, which is so important for if and when these vaccines become available. Building trust among the communities who will be most prioritized to receive them because they're at highest risk of the disease. Guys, back over to you.
Meg, pretty interesting. Are any of these trials enrolling kids in the vaccine clinical studies? Because, I mean, eventually we would want our kids to be vaccinated as well, right, to go back to school?
Yeah, that's a really important question. And right now, these trials are just being run in those over 18. It's an interesting question because, we think about flu vaccines, and as soon as your baby is 6 months old, you're encouraged to get their flu shot. And for COVID, we're not going to have that data right away. And so it will be a delay before when kids are vaccinated, most likely. The companies do have plans at some point to enroll children in the trials, but the initial data are going to be in adults. And so that will come later, Sarah.
Meg, what is the impact of so many trials being run at the same time? I mean, there's only a limited population of people who would qualify or perhaps be interested in participating. And so you do wonder if we get to a point where you're going to run out of people raising their hands. Is that an issue?
Potentially. So many people have expressed interest in participating in these trials, but one of the challenges, and that's what we're seeing from Moderna today, is making sure that the people enrolled in the trials are those that actually face the risk of getting the disease at the highest levels. People who actually have to go out into the community in order to do their jobs. A lot of folks who might be most likely to be interested in a vaccine trial are also folks who have the privilege of being able to work from home, and therefore they're not really exposed to COVID-19 as much. And if you enroll a bunch of people like that in these trials, you almost might never get the results in terms of seeing if the vaccine is actually protective. And so with all of these trials enrolling at the same time, you're totally right. That there is a population of folks who basically there's a competition to enroll into the trials, and there's almost a competition at clinical trial sites among the companies too to be able to work with different hospitals and doctors to enroll folks. So it's this unprecedented situation, and it's really interesting to see play out.